Hello and welcome back to my channel. So let us look at the video of Mrs. Jane Elliot, an educator and an inventor for the blue eyes, brown eyes experiment, just because he wanted to show the kids how to feel like when someone is discriminating you. Because mind you that time is when now the black people or the black Americans, they were having their movement so that the racial civil right, during that time it was so tense because now and then the black people, they were having uprising, protesting against the segregation. So let us look at our video and we'll come back with our commentary. Let's watch.
This is a special week. Does anybody know what it is?
National Brotherhood.
National Brotherhood Week. What's brotherhood?
Be kind to your brothers. Be kind.
Okay, be kind to your brothers.
Like you would like to be treated.
Treat everyone the way you would like to be treated. Treat everyone as though he was your brother. And is there anyone in this United States that we do not treat as our brothers?
Yes.
Who?
Yeah.
The black people. Who else?
Indians.
Absolutely, the Indians. And when many people see a black person or a yellow person or a red person, what do they think?
Look at that. Dumb people.
They look at the dumb people. What else do they think sometimes? What kinds of things do they say about black people?
Call them niggers.
In the city, many places in the United States, how are black people treated? How are Indians treated? How are people who are of a different color than we are treated?
They're part of this world. They don't get anything in this world.
Why is that?
Because they're different colors.
You think you know how it would feel to be judged by the color of your skin?
Yeah.
Do you think you do? No, I don't think you'd know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes. Would you like to try this?
Yeah.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Since I'm the teacher and I have blue eyes, I think maybe the blue-eyed people should be on top the first day.
Up here?
I mean, the blue-eyed people are the better people in this room. Oh, yes, they are. Blue-eyed people are smarter than brown-eyed people.
My dad isn't that stupid.
Is your dad brown-eyed?
Yeah.
One day you came to school and you told us that he kicked you.
He did.
Do you think a blue-eyed father would kick his son?
Yeah. My
dad's blue-eyed. He's never kicked me. Greg's dad is blue-eyed. He's never kicked him. Rex's dad is blue-eyed. He's never kicked him. This is a fact. Blue-eyed people are better than brown-eyed people. Are you brown-eyed or blue-eyed?
No.
Why are you shaking your head? Are you sure that you're right? Why? What makes you so sure that you're right?
I don't know.
The blue-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess, while the brown-eyed people have to stay in. The brown-eyed people do not get to use the drinking fountain. You'll have to use the paper cups. You brown-eyed people are not to play with the blue-eyed people on the playground because you are not as good as blue-eyed people. Well, the brown-eyed people in this room today are going to wear collars so that we can tell from a distance what color your eyes are. On page 127. 127. Is everyone ready? Everyone but Laurie. Ready, Laurie?
Brown-eyed.
She's a brown-eyed. You'll begin to notice today that we spend a great deal of time waiting for brown-eyed people. The yardstick's gone. Well, okay. I don't see the yardstick. Do you?
Over there. Hey, Miss Knight, you better keep that on your desk so if the brown-eyed people get on the hand.
Oh, You think if the brown-eyed people get out of hand, that would be the thing to use? Who goes first to lunch? The blue-eyed people. No brown-eyed people go back for seconds. Blue-eyed people may go back for seconds. Brown-eyed people do not.
Brown-eyed.
Don't you know?
They're not smart.
Is that the only reason?
It'll take too much.
It might take too much. Okay, quietly.
And it seemed like when we were down on the bottom, everything bad was happening to us.
The way they treated you, you felt like you didn't even want to try to do anything.
It seemed like Mrs. Elliot was taking our best friends away from us.
What happened at recess? Were two of you boys fighting?
Yeah, Russell and John were.
What happened, John?
Russell called me names and I hit him in the gut.
What did he call you?
Brown eyes.
Did you call him brown eyes?
They always call us that. Craig and all of the boys call us brown eyes. They said, come here, brown eyes. And they were calling us blue eyes. I wasn't. Sandy and Donna were. Yeah.
What's wrong with being called brown eyes?
It means that we're stupider. No, not that. Oh, that's just the same way as other people call black people niggers. Yeah.
Is that the reason you hit him, John? Did it help? Did it stop him? Did it make you feel better inside?
Stop Russell.
Make you feel better inside? Did it make you feel better to call him brown eyes? Why do you suppose you call him brown eyes?
Right, because he has brown eyes.
Is that the only reason? He didn't call him brown eyes yesterday, and he had brown eyes yesterday. Didn't he?
Because we just saw that. Ever since you put those blue things on there. Tease them. Kind of tease them.
Oh, is this teasing?
No. Well, he did it.
Were you doing it for fun, to be funny, or were you doing it to be mean? I don't know. Don't ask me. Did anyone laugh at you when you did it? I watched what had been marvelous, cooperative, wonderful, thoughtful children turn into nasty, vicious, discriminating little third graders in a space of 15 minutes. Yesterday, I told you that brown-eyed people aren't as good as blue-eyed people. That wasn't true. I lied to you yesterday. The truth is that brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. Russell, where are your glasses?
I forgot them.
You forgot them. And what color are your eyes?
Blue.
Susan Ginder has brown eyes. She didn't forget her glasses.
Yeah.
Russell Ring has blue eyes, and what about his glasses?
He forgot them.
He forgot them. Yesterday we were visiting, and Greg said, "Boy, I like to hit my little sister as hard as I can. That's fun." What does that tell you about blue-eyed people?
They're naughty. They fight a lot.
The brown-eyed people may take off their collars, and each of you may put your collar on a blue-eyed person. The brown-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess. You blue-eyed people are not allowed to be on the playground equipment at any time. You blue-eyed people are not to play with the brown-eyed people. Brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. They're smarter than blue-eyed people. And if you don't believe it, look at Brian. Do blue-eyed people know how to sit in a chair? Very sad. Very, very sad. Who can tell me what contraction should be in the first sentence? Go to the board and write it, John. Come on, let's do it again. Loosen up. Up, up, up. Come on. That's better. Now, do you know how to make a W? Okay, write the contraction for we are. Now that's beautiful writing. Is that better?
Yes.
Brown-eyed people learn fast, don't they?
Yeah.
Boy, do brown-eyed people learn fast. Very good.
Yeah, so that was the experiment that he was performing on these children. And the moral of the story is just that she wanted to teach the children, because these are the generation of tomorrow, so that they can have a good relationship between race, black and white. I mind you that Mrs. Jane Elliot, she came up with this exercise the day after Martin Luther King was assassinated. I think she was feeling so bad, regardless that she was a white person. If I started to create an awareness as a white person, then at the end of the day, we are creating a better world where everyone will not be discriminated or looked down upon on them. That is the reason why she came up with this experiment. So Martin Luther was assassinated on April 4th in 1968, and his death have touched and shocked the entire world. That's why the white woman or the white young lady, she came out with this experiment so that she can start creating an awareness among the white people. That's why now he came up with the experiment of the blue eyes and brown eyes. How do people perceived, or how do people looked upon people with blue eyes, which we know that they are white people? Are they regarded as superiors, people who are clever, people who are civilized? But when you look at the brown eyes, which is the black people, but I feel like she also don't want to call it black versus white, because that word was already there. But for her to be looked like really she is for it, she named it blue eyes. Instead of colorism, she preferred to call it with the color of the eyes, the blue eyes and the brown eyes. So the assassination of Martin Luther King has really brought shock to both communities, black and white. That's why Mrs. Elliot now came up with the day after Martin Luther King was assassinated, and he stood up so that he can change the narrative of how the white people, they perceived black people, or for the white people also to feel like being discriminated or looked upon it. So Martin Luther King was a leader who was leading a movement that have brought the end of segregation in the United States of America. His leadership was fundamental to the movement's success in ending the legal segregation of African Americans in South and other parts in the United States of America. His Christianity Leadership Conference, which promoted non-violent tactic march on Washington, 1963, to achieve civil rights. So he was also awarded a Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 for notable works, I Have a Dream. And in 1964, the racial civil rights law was passed. It was passed because of his movement and other black movements that were also present at that time. Or why do white people have to show their feelings to the death of this man? Because the death of Martin Luther King was really touched millions of people, So let us look at the time where the slave has ended, because it was almost 100 years for the racial civilized law to be passed. Meaning that the black people, they have been fighting all their life in the United States of America to be recognized or to be given their right, or not to be subjected to discrimination, police brutality, violence from 1861 to 1865. The United States of America have passed the law. The 13th Law Amendment was passed by the current president then, President Lincoln, to say we are going to abolish slavery in that year. In 1865 is when they passed this law. But let us look at what was happening in between. The United States of America, they have been fighting the bloody war, because this war has been erupted between the slave and the master, the Northern versus Southern, the Union versus Confederation, and the country. So it turned out to be a military war, but it was civil war turned out to a military war. So during this time, I feel like maybe the United States government, they were forced so that they can release this black slave to participate now to this war, so that this civil war can come to pass. And this one is again another trauma that was added to the black people. They have been gone or passed through a lot under these white people. And now, after they have proclaimed that they are going to abolish the slave, and now this slave, they have to be released so that they can be taken to the front to fight for the American again. So in the time frame again, 100 years, it seems like it's too many years, but really it has left some traumas, a lot of traumas to black American. That's why now even the white people or the white communities, there were some who were also on the side of the black people. It was not that all the white people in the United States of America, they were for slave, or they were happy how the black people, they were treated. And again, for them to start calling the black people to go back to Africa, why can't they take them the same way they brought them? From the plantation, you don't need to release these people into your own land. Just take the ship and the boat and take them back. The way you brought them, it was supposed to be the same way they have been taken. But now to put these people into segregation so that you can continue to intimidate, so that you can continue to humiliate them, it was not nice. So that's why the Martin Luther King was a threat in the eyes of the white people. He was a threat, even though his movement has successfully brought the segregation to pass. The segregation law was passed, but again to assassinate him was wrong. That's why now Mrs. Elliot came out with this experiment so that he can teach the children and adults on how to feel about when someone is discriminating you or looked upon you. Because really sometimes people who have attitude, I believe that the discrimination is about the feeling of how you feel about the person. Yeah, it's not a big issue to say that person all his life he belonged to this discrimination group. No, it's the feeling how you feel about that person. That now the inner feeling is the one that you brought it out and show it that you really hate, discriminate, or you are being intimidated by this person, and that's why now you are coming out to portray that attitude outward. So that's how I feel. But the exercise was good because at the end of the day, the kids that were put on the group of the brown, they really understand how to be discriminated or how to be called a Negro or how the black people, they were told to go back. Yeah, they really feel sad because black people, they are in failures, they are very slow. All the bad words that were called toward the black people. So these kids, they have feel it. But again, when it's come to scientific, so it was not approved because at the end of the day, it have left the kid with psychological damage because the kids, they were left with this trauma of being discriminated. Even though at their home, they were told by their parents to be powerful, strong, supremes over black because of the color of their skin. So it ended up that they were psychological traumatized because of this. And again, on the side of the parents, they were not also consented so that they can allow this kid to participate in this aggressive, brutal experiment. But I also feel like maybe the way she was talking also, if she was so polite, the kids or the adults will not get the point that she is trying to convey to them. But if she put it in the way that the master was addressing the slave, or how the slave, they were treated, or how the black American, they were treated by the whites. And that tone was a perfect tone because they will feel it. But if she was that polite, they won't feel it because it's not that aggressive. This is just to say that the experiment was rejected, but it was a way of teaching the two communities, the Indian, the blacks, the white, the Jews, to live in harmony with one another so that they can build their own country. Thank you so much for watching. If you have watched up to this far, kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video, share the video to your loved one, and don't forget to leave your comment down below so that we can continue with the conversation in the comment section. And turn on your notification so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And see you on my next one. Bye-bye and bye.